So I got this Vitamix VM0101, and the brushes are bad. You can see what's left of the one brush. Just they wear out with time. Can't buy the original brushes anymore, but I got this other one, Rob 89469. It comes with a pair of those. Here we go. Robot Coupe 89469. 120 volt brush kit. And the difference is that this one, when I tried to put the new one into the holder here, it wouldn't quite fit. It was very close, but by putting it in and out a few times, you can see kind of a glossy area. That tells me where it's rubbing. And I just got a little sandpaper, rub back and forth a few times there, a few times there, and now it fits nicely in there. Sorry, it's hard to do it with one hand and show you, but it does fit. Slides back and forth real nice. So now the trick is I've got to undo this little metal clip here and put attach the new wire with the spring over it onto there. Okay, the next thing is the new one does have a longer wire than the old one. So this is very difficult to get this little pinched over edge up, and I don't think I have it completely up yet, but I have the old wiring out. It's able to use like a tiny screwdriver for a little bit. That didn't seem to do a lot, but just taking a needle nose, hang on to this with one, and then use another needle nose and kind of grab that edge right there and try to bend it back carefully. And that got it open enough that I could get the old one out. So now I'm going to trim this new wire. I should have measured it before I cut it, but I know I got a little piece of it still that came out. So I'm going to add that much onto the length of this and cut this new one to about the same length. I'll give it just a little bit extra. Okay, a couple things about attaching the new wire. I wasn't able to get these tabs opened up enough to fold over a new one, so I thought about soldering it. That might work. I don't know how hot the whole thing gets, if the solder could ever let loose. So a mechanical fastener. I took a little from the auto parts store, one of these little connectors right there. Spade connector, female one, and there you go. And I cut it, and so there's the part that came off there, and here's the other part. And I had to kind of grind my screwdriver narrower, but I'm tapping it down on there, and I'm bending those open, and I'm going to put then that on like the top of this, put the wire in between, and bend it right over, and I think that will hold it very nicely. So I'm doing the second one, and lessons learned from the first one. I measured the wires first, and they're actually about the same length. If this length goes right up into that point there, so what I'm going to do with this one instead, since this end right here is not crimped down, I'm going to try to use that. So I'm going to cut it right. All right, let's set this up. I'm going to cut it right in there, like that. There we go. Now I've got my little mechanical piece. As long as I can tap this open, which I'm pretty sure I can, flip it over here, put it on there, start by tapping this down there. There we go. Got it started. And then I got a table saw, and I'm just using the hole in the table and putting it right there. But you might be able to set this up like with a pliers or something else like that. Just a couple places, like a narrow slot that the screwdriver blade fits into. I got a little bit of a hang up here. Get that out. Open. There we go. And then I think I can tap it the rest of the way. Yep, there it goes. You can feel it suddenly give, and it's spreading open. There we go. And now needle nose, and don't lose the piece. There, it slips right off. There's my next mechanical piece. So now I've got to get this one. This one was even shorter. I've got to get that open again. So I'll do off camera again. And here it is. I got it tapped open and I've got it laid over it. So now I'm going to poke the wire in between, right in there. I'll have to see if I'm going to do it this way or if I'm going to turn this little clip over. It's open enough now that you can pop it off there without too much trouble. There it goes. Because if I do it with the folded end up there, it'll be just like pretty much like it was to begin with. And it's bigger. I should be able to get it off there if this ever happens again. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a third hand here or someone videoing this for me, but I just pushed this same screwdriver used to open those tabs up and put it down in there and just tapped it in, and that got the rest of the copper conductor inside there, and now I'm just going to tap it closed. Okay, that went really well. You can see the cable is all the way inside there. It's firmly closed. Now the spring has to go back onto this thing, but it's significantly longer. So I thought about I tried putting it on first and compressing the spring, kind of locking it in place, but there was no good way to do that. So I'm going to just start one loop inside there, and then you can kind of do a back and forth. And I'll try to get that on the video here. Yep, so once you force it into the first loop, then you can just kind of take it like this and walk it around like this. If it doesn't seem like it's going the right way, turn your spring around and go to the other end. But as you can see, this is working very nicely. See, it goes on there. Just keep going around and around. I'm going to have to start compressing this thing as I get closer to the end. Okay. And I'll compress a little. And then compress again. I'm getting very close to the end. There we go. Spring is on. Now, this thing lays through here. So spring is inside there, just like that. And this is going to go in this way. Gotta squeeze that spring in there. Oh, and hopefully my brass piece does fit inside. And it's going very nicely. Rotate it. There we go. And there we have it. I've got, oh, there we go. Force this down so it fits, I believe, the whole way. There. I got a little bit of a gap right there, but I think it's close enough. I'll push it down on the table. Yep. Pushing it down the table, I got it to go flush. There we go. Lots of brush, lots of life left on this one. Going to reinstall into this after I get it cleaned up a little bit. You can see it's dirtier than heck from the old stuff wearing off. And we should be good. I'll do the other one the same way. Okay, here's the new one in there. You have to rotate, and you'll figure this out when you take it out. This thing rotates up and out like that because there's a little tab that fits into a hole here. But you do the same thing. Push it in against the, push the brush in against there. You can see the new one's rubbing. And then tip it down into place here. And then there's a screw that holds that. And then this wire, I'm going to clean that up too. It has to plug into that tab right in there, that tab, and you can get to that with a needle nose from the top. Easiest way to do it, right there.